Hello students. So let's start our discussion. In previous tutorial, we have discussed how to install Python, and we have also discussed that which are the IDEs that we can use for Python programming. So at that time we have discussed that we are having various alternatives like Jupyter Notebook, then VS Code, then PyCharm, Eclipse, then Jupyter Server. So then simple Python idle. So we are having lots of options, but we will go with Jupyter. Why? Because it will allow us the line by line execution, as well as it will help us to track the execution of individual statements. So if there is any error in intermediate statement, then Jupyter will help us to debug that. So let's start our today's tutorial. So here in today's tutorial we will discuss data types. Okay, so now any data type in Python, it can be categorized into two categories. Okay, mutable and immutable. Okay, here if you want to write comment in Python, then we will use hash. Multi-line comment is not supported by Python, so every time we want to write a comment, we will put hash. So any data type can be categorized into two categories, mutable and immutable. So let us try to understand that what is mutable. Mutable means data type or it object of a class which is created once, then it can be altered as per requirement. Okay, and what is immutable? So the object of a class or the variable which is created, okay, but it cannot be altered, so we can use it like read only mode only, so that is known as immutable. So we will try to categorize some inbuilt data type of Python into these two category, mutable and immutable data type. So let me write some mutable data type. So mutable data types are list, then dictionary, then set, then byte. So these are the example of you can say mutable data type. Then immutable data type. So immutable data types are integer, float, then string, then tuple, then frozen set. So these are the immutable data type. So if you are creating an object of integer, okay, or a variable of type integer, then it cannot be altered. Here Python is purely object oriented programming language, so even we are declaring an integer variable, then also it will create an object of class integer. Okay, so many times we will use word variable and object interchangeably. So let's try to discuss that how we can see it, whether it is mutable or it is immutable. Okay, clear. So let's take a new cell. Here I will declare a variable a equals to 5. So this is how we can declare the integer variable into the Python. Then after that we will print value of a. Then there are two functions which will be helpful to us while working at introductory level in Python. Means how to know that this object belongs to which class. So for that there is a function type. In type and in brown bracket we will write a. Then id will allow us to see the unique identifier of a variable. Okay, so if we run this code, then we will get value of a is 5. This a is belonging to the class integer, and this is the id of it. Now let us try to alter the value of a. Okay, a equals to 3, and then we will write same statement, and then we will execute. Okay, here you can see id is changed. Okay, here it is 4288 and here it is 4224. So This is how immutable data types work. Now, whenever you are declaring any variable in Python, we have to take care of following thing. Okay, so let me write down some rules which we should follow while while creating the variable. Okay, so it must be alphanumeric. Next, first letter must be alphabet, or it can be underscore. Next, variable are case sensitive. Next, no space in variable declaration. Next, we cannot use Python keyword as variable. Yes. Next, variable name should be meaningful. Variable name should be meaningful. Okay, so these things we should consider while we are creating the variable. Now, how variables can be created in the Python? Okay, so in other programming language we can we are writing variable like, let's say, integer a comma b comma c, and then in next line we will initialize it with some value. Okay, so there is no need of that thing into the Python. Okay, let's say I want to use two variable or I want to use three variable. First variable is integer, next variable is string, and next variable is, let's say, floating point value. Okay, so this is how I can create the variable 5, then hello, then 3.14. Okay, so here in same line we will create integer, string, and float variable. Okay, so there is no need to write any data type. Okay, Python will do it for you automatically. Now let's try to print the value of individual variable and id and type. Okay, so print, let's say, i1 comma type of i1 comma, let's say, id of i1. Okay, so this same thing we will repeat for remaining variable. I, here string, here float, here string, here float. Okay, so first variable 5, it belongs to class integer. Next is hello, it belongs to string. Next is 3.14, it belongs to you can say float. Now here we have taken one example of mutable data type, immutable data type, that is integer. Now let's have an example of mutable data type. Okay, means which we can alter. So for example, L1 list. Okay, so we will create list using square bracket. So please make sure whenever you are creating list we will use square bracket. So 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, then we will print value like L1 comma id of L1, and then type of L1. Okay, after let's execute it. 1 2 3 4, this is the id and this is the class. Okay, so this L1 belongs to the class list. Now let me do one thing. Let me change the value of list. So instead of 1 I will make it 99. So L1 of 0 is equals to 99. Okay, and then let me print this same statement so we can have idea. Okay, here you can see the list is altered. Okay, list is changed, but id is same. Now if we add one element into the list, okay, or same list we will try to create with some different number of item. Okay, let's say L1 equals to 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8. Okay, and then we will try to print the value, then id, and then type. Okay, then it will be altered. Okay, so variable name is same L1. Okay, but identifier is changed. Why? Because the content of the list is changed. Okay, so this is how we can say it is mutable and immutable data type. Now next question, that what is need of variable? What is need of variable? Now whenever we are writing program for computers, okay, so at that time we can go with a two type of programming approach, static and dynamic. So in static approach, entire program will be static, means all the values and the way the program will be executed, it is static. Okay, while in case of dynamic programming, what will happen, we will get input from the user, and then based on the user input we will process the data. So whenever we are going with the static programming, then we can go with the constant or static variable, means which are initialized once, and then throughout the program we will use it. For example, pi. So if we are writing any mathematical program, at that time if we will initialize the pi with 3.14, then throughout the program we can use pi as in constant. Okay, while in case of let's say variable, we want to find area, okay, of a shape. Okay, then we will ask user to enter the total number of side. Okay, so based on total number of sides, we will calculate the area. For example, if user is entering 3 sides, then we will implement the equation for calculating the area of triangle. Okay, if user is entering 4 sides, at that time we will implement the you can say logic for calculating the area of rectangle. Okay, similarly user is entering 5, then pentagon. So likewise, so variable will help us to get input from the user. It will hold that value, and that value can be used by program throughout the execution. Okay, and depending on the scope of the variable. Okay, scope we can say availability of variable. So in this tutorial we will keep up to this. In next tutorial we will discuss what is string, okay, and which are the inbuilt function of string. So we will try to see all the functions one by one. Thank you.